All right guys, today we got something a little bit different. We're gonna take this extremely cheap rifle that I just picked up and see how good a groups we can get with factory ammunition. All right, so jumping right into this guy. This is a Remington Model 710. Didn't know a whole lot about it when I got it, but for the price that I picked it up at, you couldn't complain. It did even come with a scope. I swapped it out with a Vortex Rage 4-16x42. It's a Shields exclusive one. Put some Monstrum precision rings on there, and I think it's I'll have to look at that rail. I had to find a rail on Amazon, and there was only like one company that made it. And as you can see, it gets really, really close here, but it's not touching up front. Yeah, so I'm figuring this thing out and learning about it myself. I got some information pulled up here on the internet, so we'll go over the specs on this. But initial thoughts, the gray stock is okay. I don't mind it. Love the detachable magazine for deer hunting. I just like having, 3-4 rounds in a mag and then heading to the stand and then loading it once I get into the stand. Trigger pull weight's pretty heavy. I'll have to take a measurement on that, but it's a lot heavier than Tikas or anything else that I've shot before. Bolt release is pretty simple. You just flip that up and that bolt comes straight back out. I'm assuming if you're in the field and you notice that comes up and you shoot and try to chamber your next round, you might be holding on to your bolt and not getting a second round off. So that's something a little different. Usually there's like a bolt release. You gotta pull the trigger or something. Oh, and it's gotta be in the exact right position too to get it back in. Other manufacturers, there's a bolt release button you gotta push, or you gotta pull the trigger and pull it out at the same time. You just saw me check it, it's empty. I'll keep the mag out. So after I got it, slapped on the rail, scope, rings, glass bedded it, opened up the barrel channel. You can see it's free floated. Oops, I'm hitting the scope. It's free floated all the way up to where that chamber starts. There's a fairly good sized gap. Trying to give this thing every advantage you can get to shoot good groups. I'm trying to think of what else did to it. Glass bedded it, so that free floated the barrel, but I also opened up the stock a little bit with some sandpaper just because it does flex really easy. That added a little bit of weight to it, not much. Something interesting about these is the trigger guard is part of the stock, so it can't take any bottom metal like a normal Remington Model 700. The other thing with these action screws, this one is plastic going into plastic, and then there's two up here. And I noticed if I tighten one down too tight, I can't actually run the bolt. So, to be expected with a sub $250 rifle setup. So let's dive into some of the specs and some history on this bad boy. See what Google has to say here. So these were produced by Remington 2001 to 2006, and it looks like the 2006 they switched to a steel receiver. So this one is definitely steel. So this one must be a 2006 model. So I got the one a little bit earlier or later years, I guess. Looks like 3-lug bolt. They came in gray or OD green. Factory mounted with a bore-sighted Bushnell sharpshooter. Okay, so that's that cheap Bushnell I took off there. Most common calibers were 243, 270, which if I didn't mention that already, that's what this is, a 270 Win. 30-06 they came in, 7 Rem mag and 300 Win mag. Detachable 3 or 4 round mag. I'm guessing the 243 has the 4 round mag because this one only holds 3. Extremely affordable. bargain option. Yeah, Remington safety recalls, I'm sure. One other thing, that one isn't listing, but I did notice this is a pressed in barrel, so you can't actually do a barrel swap on these, but whoopsie, gotcha. So yeah, that's the rig, and I'm gonna take some factory Hornady. In fact, give me a second, we'll grab the box. All right, I went and grabbed the box. So I'm gonna be shooting these Hornady American Whitetail. It's a real shiny box. It says a muzzle velocity of 3,060 feet per second, sighted in at 200 yards. It only drops 6.6 inches out to 300 yards. So, and then out to 500 it drops 39.2. So, assuming that's with a 24-inch barrel. I don't know if this says what the barrel length is. It doesn't look like 24. I'm guessing it's a 21 or a 22 or 20 to 22 inch. Yeah, I'm not finding it. They do say that gun weighs about 7.5 pounds. So yeah, not a lot of information out there on this. So yeah, I thought it was gonna be cool. Something extremely cheap. Want to see what kind of accuracy you can get out of like a, I don't want to say a pawn shop gun, but essentially that's where I got it. So see what kind of accuracy you can get with one of these. Just doing some very basic tweaks. I didn't adjust the trigger. I couldn't find anything on how to adjust the trigger. So it is extremely heavy, and I noticed you'll see some of my range video here coming up. Pulling on that trigger, I feel like I'm just pulling right off the target. So some of the grouping is probably bad, poor shooting, poor form on my behalf, because I'm not a professional shooter. I'm just a guy who likes to shoot deer rifles and different kinds of rifles and try to make them accurate. So I'm learning as we go, and you know, I tried my best. I think some of the groups, again, they opened up probably because of me, but you'll see later in the video that the groups opened up after shot number 3, and I think being that thin profile barrel, I probably should have just gave it some more time to cool off. But anyway, we'll jump into the video. We'll see how these things group, and we'll take the paper back home here and show you the measurements on the group size. So let's get right to it. All right, so Remington Model 710, 130 grain, Hornady interlocks, Hornady American Whitetail. Got a couple boxes of it. Did the bore sight. Got her done in about 4 shots. It's pretty close. At 50 yards, so we'll take it out to 100 yards. I might shoot a couple just to see where it's hitting, and then adjust the scope, and then start shooting for groups. So anyway. Model 710, Shields Rage, a Vortex Rage 4 to 16 42, Shields exclusive. We got this one as a gift. Pretty nice. The only complaint I really have is once you get past 14 or up to 14 power, eye relief kind of sucks on it. So deer hunting though, basically I like the 16 and 14 power for sight-in days. In the rifle range, you could take your time, but as far as deer hunting goes, it's always going to be right between 4 and 8 power for me. So, and that's just my setup, because I'm not, like I said in previous videos, I'm not shooting over 250, 300 yards. A lot of them are close range shots. So. But anyway, we'll send some ammunition down range, or send some bullets down range. Try to get this thing sighted in and see what kind of groups we can get out of this extremely cheap Remington 710. Should note, I do have a chronograph set up, so maybe we'll catch some, hopefully we don't get too many errors and catch some velocities here. So here we go. Got the parallax here, closer to 100 until it clears out. There we go. Parallax set. Yeah, looks better. Got it zoomed up to 16 power.
A lot heavier than the Tika. A lot heavier trigger pull than the Tika. All right. Get one more down there. Make sure that group is okay before I start moving stuff. So just high, I'll just come down. Suppose I could just leave it there. We are marking them. Group. About an inch? Gosh dang. Okay. That's not terrible. I think we're under an inch with those two. Just give it a second. 2867 in the velocity. I gotta get used to writing those down. Chronograph's working great today. It's overcast, cold, so maybe that helps. Get this last one down there for a group, and then I'll adjust the scope and I'll shoot 3 more. And then looks like we got a gong out at 200. Send a couple at 200 once we got her figured out. $849. Yeah, that one is a lot slower, but should. She opened up a little bit. I might be close to 1.5 inches food now. Okay. So we will come down 2 inches. That'll put us. That last shot was a little bit lower. The first two were high. Let's fire 3 more. I got 5 shots, so we'll do 3 more for a group, and then I got a 150-yard gong and a 200-yard gong. That should be all 5 shots. So, whoops. Well, let's do that. Bottle 710. Let's see. Got the chronograph up too. Let's see if we can get this thing a little bit tighter than the first one. First one wasn't terrible, acceptable. Nice. Fly high. And no reading on the chrono. Well, just like the first, it could be this barrel. I mean, maybe I got to give it some more time to cool down between the second and third shot, because it did the same thing. 2 of them, first 2 shots, 3/4 of an inch apart, and then one kicked out, and then onto my second target, 1/2 inch apart, and then that last one kicked out. So maybe I just got to give this this little tiny barrel some time to cool down. But we're gonna take it out to 150 yards. That gong is pretty huge, so even if I should be able to hit that. That's like a 4 MOA gong. Should be able to touch that. Let's listen for it. It's center at 150 in the gong. Oh, might as well just keep that right there. Slide this over. Is there a small one up there yet? Up there at 200. Nope. A small one is no longer there. We must have knocked it off. So we'll go for the big one. Crosshairs at 200. So. Okay, well, it's not terrible. Better than I thought it was going to be. Likes the 130s. I could hand load for it, or being this is a extremely budget friendly rig. It comes with the scope. I swapped out the scope with the Vortex. No need to. I don't see a need to hand load it. Likes the 130s just fine. If you're doing 2 shots, I could let it cool down and try a couple more. I could do another. I could let it cool down and try another 3-shot group, and really give it some time between shots 2 and 3 to see what happens. But yeah, I mean, couple honestly pawn shop. $250 Remington Model 710. I have to check the price on the scope, but I'm thinking it's a $300 to $300 scope. I did some glass bedding on it. Opened up the barrel channel a little bit, so the barrel wasn't rubbing on the stock. It's free floating, and cheapest factory ammunition I could find. American Whitetail. First 2 shots are all sub MOA. Crushed the target at 150 and dead centered at 200. Didn't change my hold point. Seems like it shoots fine to me.
Okay, so we got those targets pulled off here, and hopefully you can read it. It's not in reverse. Probably is, but I got a 1.66 inch group with that factory ammunition. And again, like I said earlier, the first 2 shots were real close to each other, probably 3/4 of an inch, and then shot number 3 kicked way out. Same to be said on the second group after I let it cool down for a bit. Adjusted the scope ever so slightly, but you can see again, those were shots 1 and 2, and then bam, way up there, I got a 1.44 inch group. So not terrible, but not great either. So I think I'd like to test out some different ammunition, different brand ammunition. I don't know if I mentioned last time, but these are 130 grain. Let's see if I can get it up there for you to see without a reflection. 130 grain. That seems to be the sweet spot for the other 270s that I shoot, whether it's a 270 short mag or my other 270s, so my other Weatherby, I guess. So I'm gonna stick with the 130 grain. I don't know if I'll go up to a 150. That seems to be the other like really common factory offering, but anyway, not bad for that. I took it out to the 200 yard or 150 and 200 yard gongs, rang those gongs. It was pretty close to where my aim was, my aim point. So with no additional holdover again, there's not much drop between 100 and 200 yards on a 277 diameter projectile, leaving the barrel close to 3,000 feet per second. Lastly, I'll put up a little cost breakdown. It's not going to be super accurate. Get the gun, you can't buy brand new anymore, so prices fluctuate wherever you're at. You might be able to even find it cheaper. And the scope, like I said, it's a Shields exclusive. It was given to me, so it's a cost estimate from whenever it was purchased. I'll put up the rings, and the cost of the glass bedding wasn't much there either, and then a box of ammunition. So into it for pretty darn cheap, and it doesn't shoot that bad. I've probably said it in videos in the past. I'm a range officer. I help out at the rifle range during sight-in days, do a lot of trap shooting, so I'm around a lot of other people that are out there shooting. I I've seen some better groups out of factory ammunition and factory guns, and I've seen a lot of people shoot a lot worse than that. So I'm not going to complain about that for the price of the gun and the ammunition it's shot. So, but again, we're hunting for accuracy. I'd like to try a different brand, a couple different boxes of ammo, stay in the same grain weight, but we'll see what we can do with it. So, well, hopefully you enjoyed that, and hopefully you can kind of see the cost breakdown. I don't know, guns are not affordable like they used to be. So when I say cost effective or affordable, this is about as cheap as I could go. You can go cheaper on the scope, obviously, or keep the scope that was on there. It was just a 3x9. I do like a little bit more zoom when I'm sighting in. I feel like I'm more precise, and when you're trying to hold over on a 1/2 inch or a 1 inch dot, being able to zoom into 12 or 14, 16 power, it helps out a lot more. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you learned a little bit about this extremely affordable gun, and until next time, we'll catch you guys later.